Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? Before we get a little too deep into it, let's sing along to this. There we go. All right. Okay, I think that was it. Hey, let's do that again.
We are the crystal gems. We'll always save the day. And if you think we can't, we'll always find a way. That's why the people of this world believe in garnets, amethyst, and pearl, and Stephen!
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the help. Better the second time. And now I'd like to bring up to the stage the creator of Steven Universe, also known as the songwriter of many of our songs and the storyboard artist on Adventure Time, your friend of mine, Rebecca Sugar.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. I forgot to mention who I am. My name's Ian Jones Cordy. I'm the supervising director of Steven Universe. I'm also the voice of Wallow on Bravest Warriors. And the creator of Lakewood Plaza Turbo. I don't know if anyone's seen it. Anyway, we're super happy to be here at MAGFest.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks so much for coming.
Before we get too chatty, how would you guys like to see a clip from a show that's not out yet?
Oh yeah, so this has a song in it that was written by storyboard artist Jeff Liu, and it was also storyboarded by Jeff Liu. It's from an episode called On the Run.
And just to set up the clip, Steven's gonna let us know about his new favorite book series.
The No Home Boys! It's a book series about these boys who have no home. So they travel around the country, living in boxcars and riding river rafts, solving mysteries. They had a successful run until the disastrous graphic novel adaptation. But my favorite story is this classic one where the No Home Boys are chased across the countryside by a mysterious pursuer, which turns out to be the very fear resting within themselves.
Stephen, we are not like the No Home Boys. We are literally standing in your home right now.
Oh, I wish I was a no home boy. No past, no future, just the open road.
Yeah, sounds like fun. Let's do it.
Really?
Yeah, let's run!
It's time to get moving, time for us to have some fun. There's no time to hang around, our adventure's just begun. We'll be thinking about our friends as we chase the setting sun. But we're leaving them behind, we're on the run.
unknown. That's why we're on the run.
The raccoon is back!
So that's from an episode that's going to be airing in 2 weeks. And it's a really big Amethyst episode, so for fans of her.
Oh, yeah. So we wanted to play some of our favorite tracks and also Ivy and Sarashu's favorite tracks that they've written for the show. Our composers, Ivy and Sarashu, couldn't be here, but we wanted to share their music because it's incredible, their background music that they do for the show.
Yeah, being at MAGFest is really appropriate because we're super influenced by games and very specifically like the game music scene and the chip scene definitely. So yeah, I thought we'd have like a little listening party, if you will. Let's see, what should we start with? So Amalgam, you want to set that one
Yeah,
up?
Amalgam. So this is Pearl and Amethyst, sort of fusion dance theme. They attempt one, it doesn't work out that well, but this is the whole version of it.
Thanks, Stephen and Ivy.
Yeah. And they actually extended that track, so it's much bigger than what's actually in the show, but we all really love that piece.
Yeah, in the show, Pearl and Amethyst we never actually see them fuse, but
If they did, it would sound like that.
It would sound like that. So the next one, this GIF I'm playing, this is the song that came out of it. We made this setup to pay homage to Shirashu's chip music roots, but then also one of our storyboarders, Jeff Liu, would just break out LSDJ during the day and just like do sets for us. So here's Be Cool at the Club. So that so that was from the episode Alone Together, and that was one of maybe Sharashu's most. It was like one of our most ambitious things. It's basically a mix that goes over the whole second half of the episode. That basically chronicles like Stevani arriving at a rave, feeling good, feeling bad, feeling pushed to the edge.
The whole musical climax.
Yeah, and yeah. All right, so let's just do one more musical track, and this is actually
From a way future episode, so you're hearing this way in advance.
yeah.
I won't say anything about it because
Yeah, it's
I
not
can't,
often we get to just appreciate the music fresh out the box, but
But you'll be the
but-
first to hear this.
yeah, you'll be the first to hear this one.
That's from an episode called Story for Steven, which you'll see later in the spring, I believe.
Speaking of upcoming episodes, I'll just give out a few dates. Thursday, January 29 is the next episode. Future Vision will be the next one. It's a big Garnet episode. Steven learns a little something about Garnet. Maybe she can sort of see into the future. And things get kind of weird for him. And then the next Thursday will be On the Run, where Steven and Amethyst try out life on the road. And then, but maybe let's do some live music now. What do you think?
So I was going to play a song from an episode called Coach Steven. The final version of the song has performances by Stemage and Rekadem, who I think maybe are in this room somewhere. If you are, they made it sound amazing. Before them, it sounded like this. So, is this coming through? Why do you have to look up to her, aside from in a literal sense? Don't you know that a power that big comes with a bigger expense? And can't you see that she's out of control and overzealous? I'm telling you for your own good and not because I could show you how to be strong in the real way. And I know that we can be strong strong in the real way. And I want to inspire you. I want to be your rock, and when I talk, it lights a fire in you. I want to inspire you. I want to be your rock, and when I talk, it lights a fire in you. Thanks. I'm no Dee Dee Magnum Hall, but I gave it a shot. Let's see. And then I also want to play. So like when I first got this, uke. One of the first things I did was learn some songs from a video game that I really love. Back when I had no idea how to play it, so I'm gonna try and I've never performed this in front of anyone. I'm gonna try and play this song from one of my favorite games. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Simon. All right. I can do this one too. Da, 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 It's from what I think is the most beautiful game of all time.
Speaking of games, about a year ago, we started creating the first Steven Universe game. It's for tablets and all those devices, and it's I heard that. But true to form, Steven Universe form, it's an RPG, and it has an original story that we made ourselves.
Yeah, we worked on it together.
And it's very inspired by like Paper Mario. It's very easy to pick up and play. And there's for one of these games, one of these tappy games, there's a little bit of depth in there. So it's from Grumpy Face Studios, and they're really, really, really good developer. And let's check out this trailer.
This RPG is amazing! I'm gonna play non-stop until I beat this game. Never mind, gems are back.
Hello, Steven.
What is that?
This is an ancient gem weapon. In the hands of a powerful gem, it could be used to command an entire army of light.
Cool. Can I see?
Oh, no, absolutely not. It's very dangerous. Well, in the hands of a powerful gem, anyway.
But in the hands of Steven, not so much.
Yeah. Me no powerful.
All right, but be careful.
So true to form, Steven's the party healer. He doesn't actually
support,
battle himself. But he's like the support of the team, and he can pull out things from his cheeseburger backpack to like, you know, to help the gems along. And there's the thing that's really interesting is there's like a harmony system where the gems ask, you know, they talk to Steven, and you can sort of like. There's a lot of dialogue trees where you can answer, and based on like the way you answer, it might improve the gem's mood and make them work better together, and you get like different points.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've gotten to play a couple of builds, and it's shaping up really good. We'd hoped to have it out last year, but we're coming out with it this year. We spent a lot of extra time on it, so when it comes out, please check it out. I know it's a tappy tap game, but it's really good. And so for now, we thought we would open it up to you guys for some Q's and A's. There is a mic right up here, if you guys would calmly form a line. All right. You are up. Go for it.
Hi. It's cool to finally meet you guys. This is the most important part of MAGFest to me. Meeting you guys, the creator of my new favorite show. I want to make content myself, but I have a hard time, finding. I want to make, comedy, as well as action and adventure and stuff like that. I want to know, do you guys approach your writing from a story element, from a larger story and character element first, and then try to add in comedy later, or how do you add comedy into the emotions and grand picture of your stories?
Oh, personally, I really believe that the characters come first over everything. Like, the characters need to be funny just in and of themselves, and then they can do action and they can do comedy, but it all really comes from them. I think if you start with your characters, you can have them do almost anything if they really are good characters that are coming from a real place. So that would be my advice. Characters first.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, you two.
Hey.
Yo.
I've watched all of these sort of newer animated programs, and sometimes the characters make references to other media where I'm just like, oh, I'm actually old enough to actually kind of get that reference now. So my question is there things that you have to do now for like a more modern audience that you do to animated programs now? Is it kind of different? Because I see all these new shows and they're sort of very fast and colorful, and they make all these like more modern references, and it's just like I guess like how do you sort of make these shows for like a more sort of modern audience now?
I think regardless of time, the best cartoons are sort of all media is stuff that is made for the people who are making it. Like, if you're making something, you shouldn't just think about like, oh, what's my audience gonna enjoy? Because then you might find yourself being like a little disingenuous. We try to write for ourselves, and we just sort of like kind of clown on each other and come up with like the things that make all of us laugh, regardless whether it's like a reference or the pacing or how people act. But yeah, I would say the best stuff has always been made for the people who were like having fun making it.
Yeah, that's totally what I'd say. Yeah, we make it for us, so I suppose that's why it feels like something for all of us.
Yeah.
I'm really making it for me and for us. I know you guys all get it because you're here.
So yeah, thank you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
I'm so excited to meet you guys. I have two questions. One, it could be pretty quick. What determines the height of a fusion?
Well, it's the combined height of the fusers, but there's also other factors, intent and just the circumstances sort of the fusion can alter it. Mostly it's determined by the size of the fusers, but there's a little wiggle room, I think, also, in addition to that.
Okay. And my second question is, I'm about to go off to school to be a storyboard artist. Do you have any tips?
Do comics. Do comics. Do it on top of studying for animation. I think on a storyboard-driven show, you're writing and you're drawing at the same time, and just the more you've done that already, the better off you'll be. And I don't think I'd know what I was doing if I hadn't done a lot of comics first. So just do independent comics. Do them, print them out, just however you can, or don't. I guess you can put them online. Just do them, and you'll be good.
Yeah,
do
I think
a ton of them.
I think it applies to like basically every creative pursuit, but the people who are the most successful are the people who actually want to do it and do it like not just when it's like an assignment to do it. Like you kind of have to bleed it and breathe it. Like you want to be able to get home and say like the thing I'm most excited about is to sit down and draw.
Yeah, I think definitely have a personal project going on top of school, and then the stuff you do for school, like you don't even have to care that much about it. It could just be like, I'm gonna do this and learn, like this is my learn project, but then you take that and you apply it to your personal project, and that doesn't have to be, because I think anything you do for school, you can always be like, oh, this was my schoolwork. But if you have your own thing that's being informed by your schoolwork, that never feels like that. It's never like, this is my project. It's just like, this is my comic, or this is my film. This isn't my assignment. So.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi, it's nice to finally meet you guys.
Hey.
Now, I've also got two questions, if that's all right.
Sure.
Okay.
Now, the first is pretty simple. Now, I know that game would be really good for iOS, but do you think that you could perhaps make a 3DS port for it also?
Ooh, Cartoon Network says, please do not mention launch date, platforms, or cost.
I guess, we can't answer that.
We can't answer that, but I will say we're trying to explore as many platforms as possible.
Yeah.
So that's all I can say for now.
Plants vs. Zombies can do it, why not you guys?
Exactly.
Now, the second question is, where do you get your muses and your ideas and mainly your sorry, I'm blanking. But what other ideas did you actually derive from to really conglomerate this into this big amalgamation of other concepts and original concepts? Where did you really put that together?
I mean, I'm really inspired by video games, but I think mostly I'm inspired by the people that are around me. Right now, I'm working with this incredible crew, and every time I get to spend time with them, which is every day because I'm working every day, I'm just more and more inspired by the way that they are. So yeah, I think just the people that I know, but also, I mean, just anything I can get my hands on entertainment-wise, I try to just take the pieces I like and glom them onto the huge clay ball of inspiration if it's good.
Thanks.
Cool. Thanks.
Hi guys.
Hey there.
Hey. So I just have a bit of a story-related question. Rose Quartz. We know that there's a lot of stuff that she loved, and she loved everything, and she could see the goodness in everybody. But was there anything that she didn't like?
Yes.
Like what?
Steven's Universe airs Thursday nights at 6:30 p.m.
So close. Okay, and I just wanted to know if it'd be all right if I read you something real quick. I hail from the Reddit, the subreddit, and I was told to let you guys know that you guys are saving humanity by making episodes like Alone Together. The gender issues and confidence issues give people an eye into the world of those suffering from them. So for that, we thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. Bye.
Hi.
Hey.
Love your work, and I love the show. And first off, I want to give big ups to whoever's decision it was to put a Guitar Man toy in that one episode.
That
seriously.
would be Jeff Liu.
That's our storyboard
artist Jeff Liu.
Amazing animator. Thank you.
And I have two quick questions.
Yeah, sure.
First off, so as the show's kind of gone on, like the scope and the breadth of it has like increased like so much more, almost like even like a surprise. And I gotta know, like, was that kind of like the story you wanted to tell from like the very start, or was it kind of like as you worked with the characters and the stories more, it just kind of eventually kind of got to that almost kind of like intergalactic level?
Well, honestly, it was both. I had a lot of things early on that I really wanted to do, but then also working with the team, we came up with a lot of things together that sort of built on that and expanded on it. So both things are really true.
Yeah, one of the first things we did actually was we sort of fleshed out the backstory of the world and like a lot of the secrets that are sort of coming out as episodes go on, and we sort of plotted out arc-wise, like not just where they start and where their pasts were, but where we think that they'll end up at the end of the series. But we've also left it open enough so that things can grow and change. But we have these eventual goals, and there's definitely like a singular story that we want to tell, for sure.
Okay. And then my second question, I literally just got a text from like my best friend in the audience back there because he's dying to know what was it like to work with Nicki Minaj.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. I actually got to voice direct her, which was really crazy. She was super nice. It was nuts. It was like a crazy time for her. She was like in the middle of getting anyway. All those things aside, she was so
awesome.
sweet. She was so awesome. She was really into the character, and she gave us like a lot of like really cool like reads that were over the top and like really crazy. And it was one of those things where we drew the character and we did the storyboard, and we were almost like, oh man, is she gonna be able to do this? Because this is like a lot of acting, like real acting. But she over delivered. It was crazy.
Yeah, she made it. She made Sugalite.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
I adore the show. Keep it going, guys.
Thank you. Hey there.
Hi. This is more of a thank you for doing a cool thing rather than a question.
Sure.
But the whole, I guess a big thank you to the general crew. The Keep Beach City Weird Tumblr blog. That kind of attention to detail isn't found in a whole lot of shows, just in metaphysical continuity at that. And it's just fantastic, like the scene in the watermelons where like he's speaking every single word he types, and then the exact post with that exact camera angle posted, and it's really good. And thank you guys for doing that, because not a lot of cartoons do that.
Yeah, Keep Beach City Weird is written by Ronaldo, but Ronaldo's handlers are our story editors, Ben Levin and Matt Burnett. They're super talented humor writers.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Totally follow Ronaldo's blog. He updates it pretty regularly.
And and the blog is canon, so there's like
there's like totally
there's like some mythos tidbits in there that people have not found. So check it out. Thanks.
So first I want to say the fact that the voice of Wallow was involved with Steven Universe is amazing. All that cross stuff is great. I love it.
Thanks.
One question. So when Adventure Time started out, it seemed like a lot of like random episodes, and eventually it came together and turned this really amazing story. And it seems like Steven Universe is doing kind of the same thing. Was that sort of like a model that was intentional?
Well, I always loved that working on Adventure Time. I think Pat McHale was really involved in a lot of the really deep lore, and that was really inspiring to me when I was working on that. I'd always wanted to do something like that, so I felt lucky to be on Adventure Time and to have that beat going on, and just learning the ways that you could make something stay self-contained but progress at the same time. So yeah, I learned a ton from working on Adventure Time.
One more thing. A friend of mine noticed that Kevin from Alone Together seemed to be like a palette swap with Stevani. Was that intentional?
Well, there's a really incredible limited palette in the entire rave scene. Everyone has like all of the same sort of blacklight colors. So that whole world that she enters is like a part of her. It is and it isn't in the way that feels when you're going through something like that, or is a part of them together. It's a part of Stevani. Yeah, it's totally a valid thing.
Thank you. You're both amazing.
Thank you.
I just wanted to know, how long ago you got started developing the ideas for Steven Universe?
I think it was 2011 that I was starting out. Yeah, it's been a real crazy ride the last couple of years.
Cool.
So,
That's all.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Whoa, wow, I'm really nervous. All right. First question. So we met Peridot, so are we ever going to meet any other gems in the future? And if so, are they going to ever, interact or, battle with the crystal gems?
Steven Universe airs Thursday nights at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll definitely maybe find out or not. I don't know.
Also, last question. I'm an aspiring artist, and I just want to know any tips or tricks from you because I kind of want to be just like you.
Oh, comics. Draw a ton of comics. Draw tons of comics. Do 100 pages of comics.
Good advice.
Yeah, just do tons of comics.
That definitely sets me off. You're not an aspiring artist. You're an artist. You're an artist. Don't aspire. Me or Rebecca or anybody else, no one can tell you, no one will give you a stamp of approval to be an artist. You are an artist now.
Oh, thank you.
So don't aspire anymore. It's done. It's over.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Hi, this question is for Rebecca. I was wondering, how do you, I just forgot the word I was looking for. How do you rationalize your personal vision for animation with the reality of television and production? I'm referring to the style of your CalArts short singles with what's possible in the limited animation of TV, like in Cartoon Network Studios. And do you have a pressure, a desire to push the animation forward in a new direction?
That's a great question. Oh, just really quick, I didn't actually go to CalArts. I went to School of Visual Arts in New York City. I'm an East Coaster. But that said, thank you so much for watching Singles. I really. I think that in doing a personal film with that much control over just everything, it has to be short and it has to be economical. I think I learned a lot from doing that film about. There are scenes that are on 8s, that are on 6s, that are actually pretty limited, but you can really conceptualize how something should move to sort of maximize as much as you can get out of a single drawing, which television animation is a puzzle in the same way. How can you do something that is limited, that has sort of stretches that are really specific and really complicated, and then also is able to hold and be still, but also makes sense. It's a challenge. One thing I really like to do on the weekends is take home certain scenes and actually pose them out myself. There's a, I think, oh yeah, wait, if anyone saw The Test, there's a scene that I did a lot of poses for in that, which is when, are they in here? Yeah, I can show you.
Is it this one?
Yeah, this isn't hugely posed out, but this has, I tried to go through it fast enough that it would animate. I did keys for it. This is what I do on the weekends. So that's my chance to sort of make things move the way I want them to in the moments that I feel are seriously important. And so yes, it's a challenge, but it's a challenge that I love because I actually really love limited animation. I really love television animation. So I think some films are a little over-animated. Even mine was a little over-animated. It didn't need to move that much. That's what I feel now, honestly.
Oh, that's a great answer. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello. It's very
Hey.
nice to meet you. I have a couple questions. The first one's about Stevani. And I've noticed that with Stevani, there seems to be a very deliberate avoidance of using any pronouns to describe Stevani. And like on the Steven Universe wiki, it'll refer to Stevani as they. I wanted to know if that avoidance of pronouns is intentional.
Oh, yes, very much so.
Absolutely. Also, the wiki isn't run by us,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we can't really control what's on there.
Right.
There's a lot of fanon on there, but
Stevani is a fusion.
yeah.
Stevani is an experience.
Yeah.
And my second question is also about Nicki Minaj. How did you know that you wanted her for Sugilite?
How could I want anyone other than Nicki Minaj for anything? I love Nicki Minaj. It was a dream. It was a dream come true. So.
Did you buy her new album?
Hmm?
Did you buy her new album?
Oh yeah. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hey again.
Hey again. So this is more on the music side of things. Do you think we will ever see, you know, Ivy and Sarashu, they post the Steven Universe tracks on their SoundCloud every so often, but do you think that we'll ever see a full release of songs from the show, or any physical copy or something like that?
I would love that. I have super control over that, but it should super happen.
Yeah.
And I'll do whatever I can to make that happen, but there's no plans currently.
Yeah, we want to do like a lot of amazing things for the show, but while it is owned by Cartoon Network, it's sort of their call. But the thing you guys can do as fans is, you know, keep spreading the word and keep supporting it and keep telling friends to watch it and, you know, going to Cartoon Network's webpage and going to the feedback form and saying you love the show and like as much as you can do. And, you know, we want to do these projects for you guys.
For now, we just try and get everything out there as fast as possible on the SoundCloud and on the Crewniverse blog. That's the part that we really can control. So please check out, please everyone check out Ivy and Sarashi's SoundCloud because it's really great. And they extend some of these songs that are really, they don't exist anywhere else. So
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi. I have two quick questions. The art book of Ooh came out a couple months ago, and when I bought it, I just devoured it, like front to back. I read it like twice. And it really changed the way I looked at the show, because there's so much in there from you guys about how much emotion is put into these things. And I'm wondering if we're going to get a book like that ever for maybe Steven Universe in the future.
Oh, I would super love that.
I would love that too.
Maybe way down the line. I mean, the AT
Yeah.
is really deep into its run, so it's a long-term dream in my dreaming for the future. But there will be a lot to put in it if they let us do one.
Definitely. And then my second question is for Ian. Actually, you started
Yeah,
out
sure.
working. You started out working for Venture Time, not Venture Time, but Venture Brothers, which is a show where failure is like a main theme of the show. And now you're working on these shows where instead of failure being a bad thing, it's like a positive. The characters move forward. Was that kind of hard to deal with when you started working on these other shows, or?
That's a really good question. It wasn't hard for me to work with. I mean, I think that there's different ways of looking at life. Sometimes, like on Venture Brothers, failure was a really main theme. It was like totally ever present. But I think you can definitely look at life that way, or you can look at life the way that Steven looks at it. And I think like there are two sides of the coin, and sometimes the more cynical one like appeals to adults, but I think more often than not, the thing that appeals to people is like to just know that like they don't have to have everything perfect and they don't need to be perfect. And that definitely appeals to me, for sure.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Hi, you guys.
Hey.
I have two questions. The first is, obviously Steven Universe takes a lot of draws from your hobbies and interests, video games, music, anime, and I would like to know if there were any specific points in the show or any overarching plots where you directly, maybe not lifted, but something was directly inspired by something like one of your hobbies.
Oh gosh. It's like hard to answer because that stuff, I mean, our crew, like, that stuff it's like our engine. It's sort of like it's why we got into it. And it's now so intertwined with the fabric of the show that it's kind of tough to, it's kind of hard to even pick out the things that are direct inspirations.
Yeah, it's like an infinite nerd mirror.
Yeah.
And my second question is, Sneeple, baseless myths or secret evil overlords?
The Sneeple might be listening to this, so let's just keep it down. Thanks. Hey, check out Tiger Millionaire here. This is awesome.
Thank you for embarrassing me in front of 500 people. So I noticed that in the beginning when you introduced the gems, they each had a base kind of feeling or emotion where one was motivated by love, one was motivated by pride, and one was motivated by just by order and law. And there was, sorry. There was Amethyst, and she was just like, "Oh, I'm cool." But I was wondering, like, was that the? Obviously, I'm not articulating it properly, but is that kind of the direction you were going, where like that would be the seed of the tree of like how you're going to develop your characters, or was that just kind of a coincidence?
Yeah, I think that was definitely in there. They're all sort of different facets of like, my actual younger brother. Is Steven, and the gems are all sort of ways that I would be around Steven. So it's sort of separated into three different people. So I think that sort of happened naturally, that they each have their way. But I try to keep it really flexible too. That they all. But that's definitely true. But yeah, there's a lot to all of them, and I think especially when we all worked on them together, they really grew as well. So yes.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, so we've got about 10 minutes, so let's lightning round this.
Okay, I really have. Okay, I do have. This isn't two questions. I have a specific question, and if I'm wrong, it's going to be really embarrassing. So you can answer a more general question instead.
Sure.
Okay. So for one specific episode, Island Adventure, I was wondering if you knew. I kind of got the idea that. Do you know if metaphorically, there's any deliberate involvement of depression? And if I'm wrong, just as a general question, kind of what's the approach to taking, because I know there are like heavier, more complicated themes, and putting it into like metaphor in, a children's fantasy 11-minute show.
I mean, that's what we're always setting out to do. So absolutely, and I think especially that one, our storyboard artists, Raven and Paul, just put so many fascinating themes into that episode. I think I wish they were here to talk about it.
I know.
But yeah, I think with everything we're really trying to explore difficult ideas through fantasy. So if that seems like what's going on, the odds are good that it hopefully is, because that's the goal. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, what was the hardest thing, I guess the biggest obstacle to starting this show for you guys? So what was the biggest, like the hardest thing to deal with?
Well, I think it's always tough, just that blank piece of paper moment where you could do anything, you could say anything. I think it was hard for me to conceptualize if I were to have this chance, what I'd want to do with it. And I really wanted to do something about the sort of semiotics of really gendered cartoons for little girls and cartoons for little boys, and how different they're supposed to be, and just like finding a way to say something about that. I think starting out I wasn't even sure what I wanted to say. I just wanted to have all of those elements in there so that I could kind of figure it out as I went. And that was tricky to try and basically set up all the dominoes so I can spend the next bunch of years trying to knock them all down. That's what I feel like I'm sort of at the beginning of right now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey.
So I'm probably going to get the automatic spoiler response for this, but I figured while I'm up here, I may as well ask about the Garnet fusion theory, the fan theory going around that Garnet is a fusion of two gems.
I'm sorry. But Steven Universe airs Thursday nights at 6:30.
Okay. Well, in that case, instead, could I get Rebecca to sing something from Giant Woman for us?
Oh gosh, is there time? I could do like a second of it really quick.
Let's do it.
All right. It's been a while, actually. I don't remember. All I want to do is see you turn into a giant woman, a giant woman. All I want to be is someone who gets to see a giant woman. All I want to do is help you turn into a giant woman, a giant woman. All I want to be is someone who gets to see a giant woman. Oh, I know it'll be great, and I just can't wait to see the person you are together. If you give it a chance, you could do a huge dance because you are a giant woman. You might even like them being together. And if you don't, it won't be forever. But if it were me, I'd really want to be a giant woman, a giant woman. All I want to do is see you turn into a giant woman.
All right, two really quick questions. I'm a really big fan of both of you guys.
Yeah, maybe.
Obviously, what a lot of people appreciate about the show is the variety in gender and variety in just the characters that come up. Has there been any kickback from the network about it?
No.
That's a fantastic thing.
Never. They're super supportive. They've never given us any trouble with it, ever.
fantastic.
In fact, they've always encouraged us
To just say what we wanna
to
say
say what
and-
we want to say. Yeah.
Also, you have a really thriving fan community, obviously. Has there been any fan stuff that you're kind of edgy or cringy about in terms of art or
I love fan stuff.
The edgier or cringier, the better.
Yeah.
Seriously, please get weird. Get
Yeah,
really
yeah.
weird.
I see it. I see all of it.
Yeah.
I really like it.
We love it.
Yeah.
Hi there, hi there. I've been your fan since you did RPG World and since I started watching Adventure Time.
Thank you.
Both of you.
Thank you.
And yeah, my girlfriend got me into Steven Universe. One question, how do you guys make such awesome characters?
Oh man, you got to pull from your real life and just real people and your real self. I think you have to write what you know, or maybe what you want to know about yourself. Also, just yeah, it has to come from a real place. That's all.
My heart.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
All right, this is going to be the last question. Sorry, guys. Last one. No pressure.
I'm so on the spot right now, you have no idea. All right, well, first off, Ian, Rebecca, I love you guys, man. Thank you for all you've done. Two quick questions. First off, I noticed that it's no secret, there's a lot of, not really, well, kind of adult, but also mature, like, themes, a little bit of movement or two, you know what I mean? You ever got any flack from the higher ups about that kind of stuff? Have they ever looked at you and been like, slow down a bit?
They've been really supportive of me, and I really appreciate. I mean, it's always an ongoing conversation, just in terms of, like, especially because we shoot for the moon with what we're trying to say. I do not censor myself at all.
Yeah.
So I think I feel like I've been very, very, very supported.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that we've gotten to say a lot of what we've gotten to say, and that I've been so supportive, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, what's amazing about Cartoon Network is that we don't really have to fight them that much. Our experience of them is not like that. It's not like the artist versus the man, really. Like, they just want to make sure that our stories come across like as well as they can to the audience who is watching them, and we haven't really had that much problem.
The other thing is, like, we don't want to do anything mean, and I think that that's really different than a lot. I'd always heard stories of just like this horrible, just fight, but a lot of comedy is really mean, and like we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
We really like if what we're saying comes across as cruel, then we're not saying it right. So I think a lot of times it's sort of figuring out how to talk about really harsh, really real things in the gentlest way possible, and that's like what this whole experience is about, and it's really been educational for me.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. So, Steven Universe airs Thursday nights at 6:30. I just want to mention a few other, because there's a few other Steven Universe events going on this weekend. So, directly after this panel at the autographs area, Rebecca and I are going to be doing a Steven Universe signing late into the night. So you can follow us down there if you want. We'll be down at the autograph area. The drummer from Strong in the Real Way and the end theme Recadem is he's going to be at the main stage Chiptune Showcase with Inova at 4:10 tomorrow. And the guitarist from Strong in the Real Way, Grant Stemage, is going to be playing tomorrow night with Lonely Rolling Stars and Sunday at Viking Guitar. And tomorrow at 7:30 p.m., we're doing a full-hour panel called Writing with Rebecca. So if there's any burning writing questions or questions on how to be creative, that is the panel that you want to be at. That's tomorrow at 7:30. And then at 8:30, there is the voice acting panel, which I will be on because I'm a voice actor. Thank you guys so much for coming to our panel, and thanks to everybody at MAGFest, and thanks to Sunny, who's a very nice kitty. Thank you.